beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that one could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, and would have kept me from the one I had today.
Oh, good morning. How you doing, Robertson County? This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah Laverne, and yes, this is one street over. We are so glad to be with you. A little bit of crazy start here, but that's okay. I don't know what's happened to my screen over here, guys. But anyway, we're here. I promised y'all yesterday that Trent Cobb was going to be in the house, and he stood us up. So he sent. So when did you? So Chad, when did you get the call that you had to cover for Trent?
Yesterday afternoon, evening, something like that.
Okay, and we got Ronnie Pendelton here too. Chad Gregory's here. Ronnie Pendleton's here. And we wanted to set aside an hour just to talk about all things fair, because we've got an opportunity to really enjoy we've been enjoying our fairgrounds all summer, but we want to just kind of double down on that and really kind of reinforce some of the the biggest moments for the fair. Well, I don't know if that's fair because we had the 4th of July and all that, but what you guys are really formed for, the fair, is going to be coming up very soon. But before that, we've got trading days and all kinds of other things. So where do you guys want to start? We got an hour.
Well, let's start with trading days. That is August the 12th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are putting on it was Ronnie's master idea over here.
Right.
Of basically a large flea market, but beyond flea market. So we're going to, in conjunction with our every Saturday farmers market, we're bringing in other types of vendors and booths, and so arts and crafts, outdoor equipment, hunting, fishing, outdoor power equipment, food trucks, arts and crafts, clothing, maybe jewelry. I'm not sure what all we've got. We've got food vendors coming. We've got some folks that are coming to do job fair type ideas.
Okay.
And
just a little bit of everything.
Just a little bit of everything, basically.
I'm going to be there.
Yes.
So, and Ronnie was like, you got a book? I'm like, yeah, I've had a book for like 10 years and I'm terrible about promoting it. So I'm going to bring some out and try to sell a few books. And and I imagine you'll probably have people like me. I'm also a photographer and I'm just going to kind of collect, say, how do you want to be on my mailing list when I do many, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be trying to drum up some business for my photo business. So you're going to have people like me too, right?
Yes, we are. We're going to have people like you. One of the big things I guess we've got in addition to that is starting at noon that day. We've got an estate gun auction. So we've got some guns that are
really nice shotguns.
Really nice shotguns. Ed Cope, there we go. That's what I was trying to think. Ed Cope is going to auction some guns. Now, we'll just go ahead and preface at the very beginning. You will not leave the fairgrounds with a gun that day if you buy it. You will purchase it, complete your purchase, but you'll have to go pick them up at the gun shop. You're not going to walk off the fairgrounds toting a shotgun.
Right.
Trading days.
Right.
So, we'll just stick that out there from the very beginning. But that starts at noon. We'll be at the stage. So we've got other booths around. We're looking at almost 100 booth spaces sold. So we're hoping. Ronnie says we're going to hit that 100 mark.
If you're somebody and you're hearing this and you're like, well, I didn't even know about it. If we would love to have 4 people go up in comments and just say, I want a booth, so we can say we got 100 before the day's over. Now I know that's a big ask, but you can do this. If you know somebody that wants a booth, get them to put something up in comments or put something up in comments for us to give us a lead, because we would love to close the show out saying we got 100. Yeah, we just need 4 more. Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Best count. We might have some more. I think we had something come in overnight that we don't necessarily have listed yet. So
okay, so we may be there.
We may be there, but we're awful close. We're really close.
Very good. And this is so fun because some of my best memories are going to the flea markets with my mom and dad. They would come into town and we would hit the flea markets once a month. And I see this as what we're starting here in Robertson County, because I'll be honest with you, I hate going to Nashville anymore. I come up with every excuse I can possibly come up with to not go to Nashville. And so we need to bring all the things that we go to Nashville for here. And this is one of them. This is a big, it's trading days is, the same kind of concept that we're doing, but I like trading days. I think that's fun. And I just think it's a great idea. And I mean, I could see it being once a month eventually, just like with the,
I don't know, Ronnie,
right?
Can you handle it once a month?
I'm just messing with you. But the goal is to have it more than once a year, maybe even once a quarter, something like that, or at least twice a year.
We're going to see how it goes.
Sure.
Our main goal is to try to have during what we classify as our season, which is like the May through September.
Okay.
Is to have at least one large event at the fairgrounds a month.
Okay.
So with Trading Days is our August event. We just had the rodeo. Mm-hmm. We did the barbecue cook-off in June.
Okay.
We also had the Children's Entrepreneur Market was in June. We've had Freedom Fest in July.
Yeah.
So we've hit the mark of having one weekend a month, and we actually had a few extra things.
Yeah, you've had some months. You've had two or three things going on.
That's our goal. We're trying to have some type of large event once a month.
Okay, I like that.
Don't want to forget the kids. We're going to have a kids section, business section.
Yeah.
And
what do you mean by that? Kids, so there's going to be like little kids that have little businesses, so it's going to, that's so cool.
So that spawned,
that
came from having the Children's Entrepreneur Market a couple of weeks ago. Several of them, we invited them. We're like, this is a great idea. Why hadn't we thought of this before? And we're like, we have our own event coming up shortly. So some of those kids that were vendors at the Kids Entrepreneur Market are also coming back to come in for Trading Days.
I love it.
Invite everybody to come out and support the kids.
Okay.
That's a big thing for me.
Oh, right. I love that. I've had a few kids come on the show that are entrepreneurs that they do like jewelry, or I had one kid that came on that does, face scrubs and lotions and soaps and all that kind of thing. Just different things like that. So I think that's just a wonderful idea. That is so fun. So do you have how many kids have you had sign up? Do you know?
Hold that thought. I'll see if it's on my list.
Okay.
I think we've got 8, maybe.
Really? That's really surprises me.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff are they going to, I'm just curious.
Well, they had little bracelets and, some lemonade. One of them was
going to do lemonade.
All kinds of things.
Well,
pins, some of them had some pins. Things they had fixed. And
that's cool. That's so funny because I was a kid entrepreneur. I went through my first thing. I sold fishing worms. I dig fishing worms, and my husband did the same thing. Isn't that funny? But we did. I would sell fishing worms to folks, and then I got interested in leather craft, and I would make little name bracelets, and I would sell those all over school. And so that's. I get it. I was always had that in my nature too as a kid. So that is fun. That's exciting. So okay, guys, we got an hour to fill. It's only 7:11. Trent's chiming in. I told him when we sit down. I said, me and Trent can talk, but now y'all gonna have to bring it. Y'all gonna have to talk to me.
The food trucks, we're gonna have a big variety of.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, hold that thought. Let me just pause. This is a good place to pause. We're gonna take a break, and we'll come back and we'll reset. But we're gonna continue our conversation. You guys are both on the fair board. How many? I want to when we come back, tell me a little bit about the fair board and some of the folks that are coming in. I've got several questions that we'll go over, but they're in for the hour because we want you to understand everything that's happening at the fairgrounds, especially this new event, Trading Days, which. Looking for 100 vendors. We're very close. So if you think you might have something that you want to come out and share with, it's just a Saturday from 8 to 4. 8 to 4. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I'm going to be out there. I'm looking forward to it. I've blocked it out on my schedule as well. So come on out and join us if you've got something that you want to share with the public. Okay, let's pause and let's talk about Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. I've got to get out there and see Miss Amy because, she's kind of hard to catch right now because she's always in the vegetable patch. She's out, picking corn and green beans and all those things. And especially right before the farmer's market because I was out there, I guess I was out there Friday last week and I couldn't catch her out of the garden. It was hysterical. But I did get some wonderful green beans and some squash. And I've got to get by there because I've got a few of my perennials that I need to switch out. They're not doing really well in one spot. And again, I've just got to have a conversation with her, like, why are my hydrangeas not doing well there? What do they need? And different things. I'm into this mully grass right now that Lacey Bew's got me interested in. And these are all perennials. So you can go get those now and put them in the ground, and then they're going to come back again and again and again. And that's something that you can go pick up some beautiful things at Corbin Creek. When you're there, make sure you don't just look through the greenhouses. They're beautiful and you can kind of get lost in there. But make sure you go inside the store and you see all the gift items that they've got. My pot holders, all my pot holders now are Miss Jane pot holders, ones that she's made because they're just the best. And I love getting handcrafted items from her because she just does an extraordinary job. That's where I get my CBD products that I take for my arthritis. If you want locally produced CBD from the plants that her brother Bill grows, that's where you're going to find it. And they'll be at the farmer's market, of course. They're always there with all the things. But if you want to just stop by and say hello. They've always got somebody out there. Now, you may have to go, to the produce patch to see Miss Amy. But you can go by and talk to the fine folks at Corbin Creek, 4920 Highway 161, 4920 Highway 161 right here in Springfield, or give them a call. 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. Be sure and let them know you turned sent you. And I forgot to mention, still summer hours, 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday, 1 to 4 on Sunday. And, of course, they are always at the farmer's market as well. Okay, gentlemen, I posed a couple of questions as we were going into that, talking a little bit about, as the fair board, kind of explain to people while we've got a moment, what the Fair Board is. I mean, you guys are a family. How many are on the Fair Board? If somebody's new to town and they're like, hey, I kind of want to be on the Fair Board. I know Tommy, Crooked Eye has been kind of going, hey, I'm, doing some. I know he's got stuff coming up that we need to talk about. We'll have him in here soon. He just got back from Croatia. I don't know if y'all followed that. He did a big tour in Croatia. It's just crazy. He's good. He is good. I mean, really just blows my mind how talented he is and how he's just so cool. And he'll just come in and talk to us and hadn't gotten the big head or nothing yet. So anyway, I'll have to get him to listen. But all right, guys, talk to me about the Fair Board. What is the Fair Board all about? How does somebody get on the Fair Board if they want to be on the Fair Board?
Well, you've got to volunteer.
Okay.
For 1 year.
You come on out, join us and help us in events. And if you come out and work several events over a period, and you like us, we like you, and you still after you've worked a little bit, you still want to do this.
Yeah.
Then we'll talk about a seat on the board, because I mean, the volunteering is the big key of it. After that, just being on the board, all that does is give you a vote. So because we're all volunteer, nobody makes any money doing anything that we do down there. There's not a penny to be made by any board member or anything down there. So it is truly all volunteer in the strictest sense of the term.
Yeah.
So, but we need help. There's only a few of us that come out and that are down there all the time. So. We definitely could use help. I think we've got about 30 people on the board.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody has their own little thing that they're kind of in charge of. Like I say, Ronnie's in charge of this Trading Days event. We have other people on the board that are responsible for specific events during the fair.
Okay.
And then other projects throughout the year. So, we've got a group of folks that's in charge of the barbecue cook-off and other events. So the more people we have that can take on those little special projects is the more things we can have going on.
Who is in charge of Freedom Fest? The Freedom Fest
is actually the city of Springfield's
That's kind of what I thought. But y'all have to support it as the Fair Board.
They rent our facility basically. Okay. To have the event, and we do concessions and everything for that.
Our concession stand.
But all of Freedom Fest is all produced and all that by the city of Springfield.
Okay, because
we just provide the facilities.
Because when you look at the different, because sometimes there's events out there, so I don't think I really realized that they can come in and rent the fairgrounds. Yes. If somebody wanted to, I would love to see a spirit event out there. Like praise bands, a whole weekend. I would love to see just a whole weekend of praise and worship bands. And I know up north, where and I forget what they call it, our family up north, they go to, and if they listen from time to time, so John and Pam, if you are out there, give me the name of it. But it's a weekend where people, they come out and it's just one band right after another. Mm-hmm. And it's just a wonderful event. They even camp out there. And I don't know if we could accommodate that, but
Probably.
But have you ever had events where people just camp out and have camping space? So if we wanted to put on some kind of a praise and worship kind of weekend, could we make so many spots available for camping and that kind of thing? Really?
We do have in our electrical hookups. We have RV hookups. And water. We do not have sewer hookups. So but as long as you're only there for a day or two, most RVs have capability of, a holding tank for a day or two.
Right.
But we don't have a sewer, but we can do water and electric for.
Just added a lot more power.
And you can do primitive site camp.
Yes. We can
that's
also
the
do
thing.
primitive tent camps and whatnot too.
Huh.
So, and the fairgrounds is available to rent for, anything. Just like, for example, we just finished up the rodeo, and that's actually not a fair association event. Rafter M Rodeo Company rents our facilities to produce their rodeo, and we just operate the concessions while they're there for that. So kind of like Freedom Fest, that's an outside event that somebody comes in and produces on our grounds.
Okay.
I've always said that the fairgrounds is the most underutilized piece of
property
in Robertson County. It really is. And it's a really neat place to do things. We've got everything there to put on just about any kind of show you want to put on, really.
Is there like a place that you would say we can't do it this weekend because of the fair? Like say if we wanted to When's the Blues Festival? Have you know the date on that? Because when have they got that date fixed? Because I'm thinking, because Tommy and I've talked, and he really wants to get it set, and it be one of those that's reoccurring. It's like it's going to be this weekend.
He had to move it because some scheduling conflicts, but it's currently on the calendar for October 14th.
Okay, because see, I would love to see that first weekend in October be a praise and worship weekend, because that in my mind I'm thinking, what would be a good date to have that? In early October, to me, it's cooler after the fair, that kind of thing. So
tractor pull, what date?
When is the tractor pull? Is not the weekend before.
Tractor pull is the first Saturday in September 2nd.
Okay.
And then we've got the Fairest of the Fair pageant. Then is on Saturday, September 16th. Mm-hmm. Then we kick off Fair Week is Tuesday, September 19th through the 23rd. And then on Wednesday, September 27th, we have a FCA Fields of Faith event. We'll be down there. Then
that's the FCA, and what's the date on that again?
Wednesday, September 27th.
Okay, that's a Wednesday. Okay.
And then the local FCE clubs have their annual quilt show is the first weekend in October. I think it's a Friday and Saturday, the 6th and 7th.
Okay, so that would knock out that weekend.
So we have then the Blues Festival is October 14th, and then we have and this one was one that was just weird to me, but folks have rented the exhibit hall for a Pyrex swap meet. I did not know it was a thing, but apparently it's a large thing about whether the folks come in and vintage Pyrex.
I think it's supposed to be a big deal.
Apparently, it's a big thing. They have been in Pleasant View for a couple of years, and they've outgrown the venue that they've been at, and it's also changed hands. So they were ones that were like, we didn't know we could rent the fairgrounds. So
how
they are.
funny.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Funny.
And then
the
Ducks Unlimited annual banquet then is on for October 28th.
Okay.
And then we've got the Antiques and Garden Show that was there the first weekend in May is coming back for the first weekend in November for a second show.
Okay, so I'm listening to all that. So is the last weekend in September open? I mean, we can't do it this quick, but if we're going to do it, we got to find one and do it.
Yeah.
And
we don't have a standing event on there. We do have a class reunion in the barn on Saturday the 30th of September this year.
But if we wanted to say, okay, we want the fourth weekend in September, we're going to do some kind of a faith night, or we're going to do a faith weekend, praise and worship kind of thing, and maybe we could start with just Saturday. ILU Maldonado Ebenezer Broadcasting, being it's the Christian broadcast facility here in Robertson County that's worldwide now, we could do this. We could totally do this. Lee Marie's already on it.
Definitely help with that if you.
Yeah, Lee Marie's already going. She's on here. Oh yeah. We went to Jesus Northwest, which was huge. But I'm saying that's something that I think we could facilitate here.
Right.
And I would love to see that happen, because we do, we have faith night at the fair and all that. Mm-hmm. But I think if we did, and Trent's like, I'm in. All right, man, let's do this, guys. Let's work on this. Let's work on all you guys that are listening to me that think this is something we need to do. Fourth weekend, final weekend in September. We can't do it this year because it's already booked. And two, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. But let's make that our goal. Okay? Can y'all pencil us in?
I can pencil us in.
Pencil us in.
I've already got things on the calendar starting in 2024.
Okay, so. Well, pencil in, and I don't know what we're going to call it, but some kind of a faith, praise, and worship weekend. So let's start working on it, guys. Lee Marie, you put Lee Marie, going, yeah. I don't know if y'all know Lee Marie Astaire. Yes, everybody knows Lee Marie. She's hysterical because she's somebody that I just cherish, because she moved to this county. And she's been here 5 years, and she knows more people in this county than I do. She knows more about this county than I do, and I've been here since 1992. How many of you are like me? And really, if it weren't for this show, I would still know nothing about this county, because I tell you, that's the greatest gift I was given with my crazy run for Congress, was opening the door to my community in a way that I had, because I was a commuter. Mm-hmm. I'm one of these. I've done my entire career has been in Nashville, and when I retired, I got laid off after 28 years on a phone call. Radio is cutthroat. I'm sorry, but anyway, it is. I'm just joking around. I was ready, but anyway, it's just so nice to know more about my community. I got to pause for just a second. To the Rainies, I've been wondering about Paul Rainey because he was not chiming in. Paul Rainey, if you watch my show at all on social media, he is my dear friend. He and his wife Mary go with me to Mexico all the time. They work Meals on Wheels with me. They help me with CR. They're just amazing people. Today is their 53rd anniversary, and they are. I'm excited for them. They've got just a wonderful trip ahead of them, and so I love you, brother, sister, and happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. I just love to honor people who have 53 years. That's amazing. So pretty good. So happy anniversary, Paul and Mary. So appreciate y'all. Let me pause for a second. We're at the 25 mark. So let me go ahead and do one of our breaks, and we're going to continue our conversation. We're talking with Chad Gregory, Ronnie Pendelton, all things Robertson County Fairgrounds. And if you have any questions, if you want to chime in on anything that we're talking about, the big thing is we need more vendors for trading days. So if you want to be a part of trading days, we're just right at that 100 vendor mark. And so we want to cross that. Wouldn't it be great if we had like 125? I mean, that would be fabulous if we could get that many into the fairgrounds before next weekend. It is not this Saturday, it's the next Saturday. I'm going to be there selling my little book and talking to you about photography and some of the things I'm doing out at our place. But and I'd love to meet you. So, and I'm really hoping that I'm in the air-conditioned building, but we'll just have to see. I'm teasing Ronnie right now. You just do whatever you need to do, brother. It's fine. But I need to pause and talk to you about Veterans Motorplex. Last weekend, they got rained out. It is very important that you follow Veterans Motorplex at Highland Rim Speedway. Jerry's great about getting all the information up. They kept the Highland Rim Speedway social media because they had so many followers. Why would you dump that whenever you've got people that are already connected to that? So the banner says Veterans Motorplex, but to find them, you have to go to Highland Rim Speedway. You know how the social media police, I don't know why. They can't officially change the name, but Highland Rim Speedway, you follow that, and you'll find out everything you need to know about Veterans Motorplex. Well, they put up, it was storming last weekend, so I'm not surprised they had to postpone the races. Everything they had planned for Saturday night is happening this Saturday night. So if you had a ticket, if you have an armband, he says those armbands are great. You just hang on to them and come on in, and everything they had planned last Saturday is happening this Saturday. I keep showing this paper. I know this is several months old now. This came out at the end of the school year, but you'll still find some of these around. This back page is worth $40. This is a $40 value. This is that family ticket that you can purchase at the gate that will get up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for $40. So take this and you can go for free, and you're going to find out you love going to the races. This is so much fun. I love it out there. So much local, just camaraderie, local favorites that come and race. It is a good time. It's at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier, 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. Gates open every Saturday at 4. Racing starts at 6, so go to about 9 o'clock. You're going to have fun. It's a good time. If you have questions, call 615-643-8725, 615-643-8725. Please let them know U-Turn sent you. All right, guys, here we go. See, we're half hour in, and we still have. So what do we need to talk about now? We talked about the schedule overall.
We're running through some things that we got going on. We'll hit some of our high points that we have our annual events that go on every year, and then we'll dive into what's going on Fair Week. So we have Farmers Market starts the first Saturday in May and goes all the way through August. So that's every Saturday, 8 to noon. Memorial Day weekend in May, we also have the Live the Greenway 5K for the Jennifer Green Foundation. That is on Saturday, the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. The second Saturday in June, we have our barbecue cook-off. So that's a Kansas City Barbecue Society amateur, the Backyard Series. So if anybody wants to chime in, to come in on that.
That is a big deal that people...
I was there. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was wonderful. And they have the wing competition the night before, and it is so much fun. My husband's just determined he's going to be in the wing competition next year. And
Come on.
Well, and I've got a brother-in-law.
You don't have to be in the barbecue cook-off to come cook wings.
Oh my gosh.
You can come do wings on Friday and be done.
And what was really cool last year, it happened to fall the same weekend they had the free fishing weekend. So I had my grandson, and we went fishing that morning and then came by the barbecue, and we had done the wing competition the night before. We just had so much fun. It was such a wonderful Robertson County weekend. weekend. And guys, you can do that. This nonsense of thinking you got to leave the county to go do stuff, you do not. And I get annoyed when people want me to. I'm like, no, I can't go that weekend because we have this going on, And so I'm just at that point that I like staying here and doing this stuff. So
we're trying to keep everything.
There you
local. Go. We've had our third Friday movie nights started in June in conjunction with the city. And then we had the Jeepin' and Jammin' was on June 24th. So, and he's penciled in on the calendar for next year.
Awesome.
We had Freedom Fest is on the calendar for July 3rd next year, 2024. We then hosted the Children's Entrepreneur Market. We talked about that. And then we've had several other events going on. We had the third Friday movie night again. We had the rodeo. And then we're up to where that brings us up to what to August 1st, what we've done so far. And we're talking about Trading Days coming up on August 12th. And we hope that's an annual event. We don't know that we'll keep it the same weekend, but we're going to do it again.
I think that's going to be a huge hit. I really do.
Tractor Pull is Tractor Pull Saturday, September 2nd. And then we get started into fair events on September 16th for the Fairest of the Fair. And then the Fair Week kicks off September 19th through the 23rd. And
Okay.
I have a proof copy of our catalog here. So I've got our
good.
schedule of events of what's going on Fair Week. So we can do on those. Let's see. We've got on. I'll hit the arena events first of what we got going on. So Fair Parade is Tuesday, September 19th, 5:00, same time, same place as usual. Starts at 10th Avenue, goes down Memorial, and ends at the fairgrounds. Arena event on Tuesday night is we've got barrel racing in the arena at 7:00. Wednesday night is go-kart racing in the arena. We've also still got praise and worship night going on Wednesday night. That's going to be.
You got to chime in.
The
Ronnie
go-kart
keeps acting
race.
like he's going to say something, and then he just say
The go-kart race.
The go-kart
People are
race.
missing out on the go-kart.
When is the go-kart race?
It will be Wednesday, September 20th at 7:00.
Okay, so it's so praise and so how does that work?
Praise and worship is going to be down at the stage.
Okay.
So you can do that and you hit the praise and worship night at the very beginning, and then come catch the tail end of the go-kart races. Because once you're in the gates, it's included. So you don't have to pay extra to go see the go-karts or anything like that. But there's some quick little go-karts.
These go-karts they're 2 races and they're $500 first place. So they are racing.
Whoa. Well, see, and that's what I love. I have never known that I really liked watching racing until I went to the races, and it's fun. It's exciting. And especially when you got locals. And I'm assuming these are going to be local racers?
Yes.
Kiddos? Are they going to be youngins or all ages?
One class has got
is younger.
And then we have an open class.
Okay.
And that's where most racers start, let's face it, in go-kart racing. That's where a lot of them start.
Oh, that's cool. Then they work on their rigs, and so do those have to be inspected for certain specific
they
things?
have rules.
Yeah, they've got rules. They have to go through a tech inspection, just like a NASCAR.
How fun! How many laps is it?
25.
What? Oh my gosh, that's so fun. That's so fun because that's one of the things when we went to the races over at Veterans Motorplex, you'd watch them and they go around and around, and then you'd start seeing one start gaining on the other one. And then, boy, those last 2 or 3 laps, I mean, it is a free-for-all down through there. It is so exciting.
Did that for several years.
Did you? Oh my gosh. Well, see, I tell her about it. Was so funny that whenever Jerry started advertising, I was like, I've got to go to the races because I've been to the races in Nashville, I mean, all kinds of times, but I would do my radio thing and leave. I would never really, that's just what we do. And, we do our thing, do our shtick and go because you do a lot of events. And my children, their memory of the races is me doing Macarena down on the field one time back in the day, right? But we never sat and watched the races, and it's so exciting. I love it. I didn't know I loved it.
Championship in 1990, I think, in Nashville.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you may have seen me out there doing the Macarena.
Did.
Yeah. Anyway, silliness. Well, this is cool. I love it. So we've got. So we got to Wednesday, and we had to talk go-kart. So you've got praise and worship night. You've got the go-kart races happening on Wednesday night, and of course, everything's happening all around. Now, I'll tell you one thing they did last year, and you can tell me, they had a discounted ticket for the praise and worship part. Do you know if they're going to do that this time?
They are going to do that. They'll purchase through your local church.
Okay.
And I know the Robertson County Baptist Association, I think they're going by Harvest Baptist Association now, is sponsor for that, and they're coordinating the ticket sales. It is not strictly to the Baptist churches.
Oh no,
so
not at all.
Any of the other churches can contact the Baptist Association and get tickets for their youth groups or whatever. But they're handling that part of the. They're a ticket master for that.
I gotcha. Well, I knew that was a thing last year because I work with Epiphany for their Celebrate Recovery. So I'm associated with that church, even though I'm a member of the Madison Church of Christ. But so I tell Madison's my immediate family, and Epiphany's my crazy cousins. But anyway, they know I say that. But so they talked about that last year, and so I was just wondering how that was working this year. Yes. Lee Marie is chiming in that the Starlighters band from Murph's Music Barn is going to be playing Saturday night of the fair, and you may have had that on your list. And she's saying she'll probably be doing dance lessons or something like that because that's just Lee Marie. But anyway, so we'll continue on now. We got to Wednesday, Faith Night, go-kart racing. What's next?
That was Faith Night, go-kart racing on Wednesday. We also, don't want to leave them out, Wednesday night we also have the beef show. So we got the cattle shows going on in the barn.
I love that.
So Tuesday night is the dairy show. Wednesday night is the beef show. Now we'll go to Thursday night. Thursday night, we've got the car show. So that's another Ronnie thing.
Oh.
So we'll have the lower parking lot all around the stage area, and everything down there is the cars.
So right around where they have the farmers market on that side is where you'll have the cars. Okay. Yes.
Pays $500 for first place, $250 for second, and $100 for third.
Oh, that'll be fun. Yes. That'll be fun. I want to have an old classic car.
Cars have to be in by 5 o'clock so we can get the gate, because we have to get them in place before we can open the gates for people to start walking in. So we got to get that.
What constitutes a classic car? Okay, how does my car have to be considered a classic? Is there a rule?
There's not really a rule at this car show for that.
Because I have our nephew.
I want a variety of cars.
One of our nephews from up north, his father got him a 1980 Corvette. Would that be considered classic?
Yes.
Oh, I graduated in 1980.
It qualifies for antique tags.
Most of them's around 85 or somewhere in there.
Okay. Okay. Oh, man. My car from 1980, my old Bobcat, would qualify for antique tags, man. I put that in the pond, though.
I think the antique, is 20 years, so a car from 2001 would qualify for antique.
Really? I may be driving one, I mean, it's like, no, I don't guess.
I think it's 20 years.
That's hysterical. No, I had a Bobcat, and when did I put that thing in the pond in 1981. You have to get my book if you want that story. Yeah, I wrote about it. But anyway, and you can get that at Trading Days coming up, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And I'll be in the air-conditioned barn. No. So anyway, so we're continuing on. We're talking, though, all things Robertson County Fairgrounds, and we're going through the schedule for the fair. We got through to, where did we hit? Before we interrupted you, Chad.
We're on Thursday. We're at the car show.
Okay, car show for Thursday.
So on Thursday, we don't have anything going on in the barn on Thursday. It's a reset night because we got to go from large animals to small animals, so we got to reset our pens. So Thursday night we're resetting in the barn. That's why we can have the car show and all that around.
Oh, I got you.
All the parking for the livestock trailers. So there's a lot of coordination in when you can do things based on what you can have where and when you can get the people, because we're dealing with limited amount of space for the fairgrounds. So you can only get so many big things in at some, so it's a jigsaw puzzle.
Sure.
So we've got entertainment on the stage while the car show's going on. Crooked Eye's in charge of setting up all of our entertainment. So
Crooked Eye Tommy.
He's got bands on the stage, and we've also got acoustic sets that are playing up at the food pavilion by the concession stand outside the arena. So for the first couple hours before the arena events kick off, we've got some small acoustic events going on up there. So Thursday night, our big event in the arena, and this is the first time for this, we're giving this a try. It is a jump and run race.
What is that?
So it is kind of it's not a round track race for cars, but it's kind of along the same line of like a front wheel drive.
With kind of an obstacle
It's
course
kind of an obstacle course aspect to it. It is not a figure. It's like a serpentine track that we'll build in the arena.
With jumps.
And it'll have some jump. It's because jumps, they're really large speed humps.
Okay.
In an effort to make sure the cars don't get too much speed, but it's two cars at a time that race around this. They're not necessarily you don't necessarily want them to make contact, but contact will be made between the cars.
And everybody go, yeah.
So it's a timed. I hadn't got exactly all this. It's a timed race, but it's 2 laps. Each set of cars will run 2 laps, and it's some type of an elimination. I don't know exactly how it works out as to how we get to who, what, where. I think it's an elimination race, and then they'll come back and. So it's heat races. That's the word I'm looking for. Heat races. But it'll be 2 cars in kind of a serpentine type track, and it'll have some jumps across it. Now we're not talking, Dukes of Hazzard jumps or anything.
Yeah.
But because we don't need them to. We only got about the size of a football field here to squeeze this in.
Yeah.
So the jumps are to keep the speed down. But yeah.
What kind of vehicles will they be driving?
I think it says front wheel drive. Front wheel drive cars. Probably something we say similar to a derby car.
Okay, so demolition derby type car, but one that runs better.
One that runs better, yeah. So,
yeah, because derby cars, man, it's like they just want to get going, and you're good to go.
We'll have more information about that coming out on our website.
Okay,
so you can check that out.
Fun.
So, RobertsonCountyFair.com is the website.
That's
It'll have
hysterical.
The catalog once we've got all of it proofed and everything done. When it goes to publish for print, it will also be posted on the website. So we'll have that, and it'll have more details.
Okay.
Some things that we can't print in a 52-page.
I got you. Okay, let's pause for just a second. Let me go ahead and do one of my other breaks real quick, and then we're going to continue talking all things Fair Board. But let's pause and talk about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Here's the thing. I can't begin to tell you how much I rely on Barry to help me with my program up at Greenboro High School. He was a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 years. So I tell him all the time, I said, I may have been in the media a long time, but I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. And so to have somebody like that that's willing to volunteer in the community and help me at the drop of a hat, he's the one who came in and taught my class to fly the drone. And I love it. It's fabulous. And but he is just one of those guys that just gives the community all the time. Him and Rebecca both. They're out there all the time. I'll have an event coming up that I'm talking about, and come to find out they're one of the sponsors. So they're just those kind of folks, and we appreciate them so much. And whatever you're doing from the real estate community, buying or selling, whatever side of the table you're on, they are uniquely equipped to help you because Barry's marketing background, if you're trying to sell property, he knows how to get it out there, make sure everybody's seeing it. Rebecca, she's been at this a long time, studies constantly to make sure she's up to date on everything, crossing every T, dotting every I. One of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. They're right here in Robertson County, up in Cross Plains. Been there for over 27 years. And if you've got bee questions, you can even ask Barry about that because was an awesome beekeeper. He was the bee guy, the bee king for a long time. So just really interesting folks that you're going to enjoy talking to. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or by BUYRobertsonCounty.com, or give Becky a call. Her number is 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Let them know U-Turn sent you. All right, guys, we are talking all things Fair Board. Been talking about trading days. We'll kind of circle back around to that. Right now, we're talking about the fair, which is coming up. And go ahead and give them that date again for the fair.
Fair is September 19th to the 23rd. Okay. Trading days is coming up this Saturday, August the 12th.
Right.
Barry's going to be at the trading days, too. So I got his application last night.
Oh, there you go.
So
I wasn't surprised. I saw you guys kind of reacting. I thought, I bet they're going to be at the fairgrounds. So that doesn't surprise me at all. So very good. Maybe you could put us side by side. We can hang out.
In the air conditioning.
In the air conditioned building. I'm helping, Barry. I'm taking care of us. I'm saying. But anyway, so go ahead.
So we talked about the jumping run on Thursday. So Friday night we get into we have our sheep show in the barns because we've switched over to smaller animals. We got our other pens set up. We've got entertainment on the stage. Couldn't get the word entertainment out. Entertainment on the stage as well. And then we've got monster trucks in the arena on Friday night. So that's our big thing on Friday night. And then Saturday is just crammed full. Saturday is the fair on September 23rd is just crammed full. We've got the 4-H pullet show and sale. For chickens starts at 9 o'clock. The pet show is at 10 o'clock. in the livestock barn. The pedal races with the pedal tractors will start down around the livestock barn as soon as the pet show is over. At 10:30, we've got the Barnyard Buddies baby show. So we've got more information coming out on that. It's going to be kind of the less formal than the baby show has been in the past. So all of that is Saturday morning, but we don't open the gates to the fair till 3:00. So all of that is free.
Oh, okay.
We don't have any rides going on. The carnival's not open to Saturday morning, but all of those events are free admission.
Okay.
Come on down.
Oh, that's cool.
So goat show then starts at 3:00. The 4-H Share the Fun talent show is at 4:30. Then we have more acoustic sets on entertainment on the acoustic stage up by the concession stand. And then we've got the Starlighters are there on the stage Saturday night. So Lee Marie, I'll get that in for you.
There you go.
So Starlighters are there on Saturday night. And then we end with the Demolition Derby in the arena starting at 7:00 on Saturday. So
Fun.
Saturday is a crammed full day, busy. And the first part of it is all free.
There you go. I love it. And talking about that, as far as ticket prices and stuff, have you guys ever considered doing a ticket that covers the entirety of the fair, like a one price for the whole week?
We don't have one for the week, but we do pay one way per night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's pay one way. $15 gate admission includes all the rides.
What? That's a very good price.
So
I mean,
that includes
$15, and what nights is that?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, cool.
So
okay.
that includes all the rides. That gets you admission to the car show. That gets you admission into the praise and worship night.
Okay.
If you don't have the discounted ticket, if you do the discounted ticket through your church, that discounted ticket does include rides too.
Okay.
But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that includes all the arena events and everything, and
that's cool.
And all the rides.
Well, and okay, as a teacher, I'll just put on my calendar not to expect much out of my students that those mornings after they've been riding. I'm just being real. Don't be too hard on the kiddos. They're at the fair, let's just, try to do the lower key, easier stuff those days.
Yep.
Just kind of throwing that out there, teachers. We know they're going to want to be at the fair. So very cool. So where do you want to go next?
We come back to trading days on August 12th.
Hey, let's touch on about people volunteering at the fair.
Okay.
Hey, if there's some people out there that are retired looking for, something to fill their time.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great place to do it right there.
Well, and we've been throwing out Tommy Marsh's name, Crooked Eye Tommy. That's what happened with him because he came in, moved in. I mean, he's only been here a few years, and he came in and I think y'all were just not really going to do music or something. He was like, we can.
Yeah, we were just kind of.
Yeah.
We've tried over the years to get bands. We just don't have the contacts and try.
Yeah.
It's a costly venture to try to to bring in bands and all this, and so and he was like, well, the fair needs music. I'll get you some music, and okay, sure.
Well, and I think
we needed Tommy,
so we got both
exactly, and that's what he just saw a need, and he was like, I think I can help you with that. And I remember I was at the fair when he set up for the first time, and he started in. I'm like, what is this? Because if you've not heard Tommy Marsh. Oh my gosh, he is just so good and so fun to watch on stage because he's just so animated and just so good at what he does.
There's got to be some more people out there.
Oh, there's so many,
Tommy,
yes.
that have talents.
Yes.
And we'll give Tommy his plug. He is on the acoustic stage himself. Tuesday from 5 to roughly 8 o'clock. Before the arena event.
He's gonna blow your mind. He's gonna blow your mind. I'm excited to hear that because I went and saw him last year on the big stage, and he had the full band and everything with him, and we just didn't have guys. Go and check out the big stage because you have no idea the talent that you're missing out on if you're not going and watching these acts because there's so much going on that people just weren't even aware of.
I mean, and all of these acts are, we'll say, semi-local. They're not all necessarily specifically Robertson Countyans, but they're not coming. We're not bringing in acts from across the country.
Timbuktu,
they're not coming from way away, and so these are semi-local folks, Nashville and around, up and coming. So I mean, we're not we're not bringing in. We're not talking about just large scale, but some of them are. I mean, they're pretty good little.
Oh, bands. Incredible! I know
talent in this county.
A lot of talent.
You bet.
In this county right around.
There's so much talent in this county. I get a kick out of the talent show. Tell me again when the talent show is.
It's on Saturday.
I watched the talent show. I've watched the talent show before. I don't know if I saw it last year. I can't remember. Maybe it was the year before. And they're so good. It's so much fun to watch these kids.
It's on Saturday, the 23rd. Starts at 4:30.
Okay.
And Tommy's doing all the sound and everything for all the bands and everything that needs. And so he's doing sound set up for the talent show because they'll roll right into their entertainment after that for the Starlighters. So they'll have professional sound and all this set up for the talent show. So it's a
good deal.
It's a big thing too.
For good. And we've got if you've not been over to the pavilion area, the stage area that we're talking about, the area where they have the farmers market, it's just the best because shade is everything, and it truly is. If it's a little bit hot, you're in the shade and it just is so pleasant and so wonderful. And
that breeze blowing off that creek.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And two, the thing with, if you don't go and see the animals, that's such a big thing with me. One of our nieces up north has shown animals ever since she was tiny. And it's so much fun to see these kids take care of these animals and bring them out and show them. And it's just a lot of fun. And I can't say enough about that. Love the 4-H and all that they do. 4-H has a lot to do with that. Just encouraging these kids in all these events. A lot of them work all year for the fair. They're concentrating all year long on what's going to happen at the fair, and this is where you go in and you just encourage them.
Yeah, because we'll kick in on that. So our entries in the exhibit hall. So make sure when you come to the fair that you actually go through the exhibit hall and look at all the blue, the red and blue ribbons on everything, and see what everybody has worked on for the year. I mean, so we'll have all the agriculture exhibits. I know since we're a little later in the season now, we're not in August anymore. We're in September, so that has an effect on our garden products and stuff like that. But we still got arts and crafts and clothing and quilting and holiday decoration, and so the art is sculpture, drawing, painting, canning, home canning. We've got a flower show in there, so all kinds of things going on. So those exhibits are entered on Sunday, September the 17th. Those are entered from 2 to 5 p.m. So if you have something that you've made and you want to see, all of our categories will be in the catalog, will be online here shortly, so that you can see what department it fits in, bring it on. It says you have to have an exhibitor number. Don't worry about that. You get that when you get there. If you haven't entered in the fair before, you just stop by the office, name, address, and phone number. We hand you a sticker, barcodes with your exhibitor number on it. That way, everything is judged blind. Nobody knows what anything is when the judges come in and judge it. All it has is a barcode and a number on it. So that way, you get your exhibitor number and you can enter. So you can enter anything from. I'm sure we got a category for it.
Well, now tell me this: I am a paid-for photographer now. Can I enter work, or does it have to be?
There is.
It has to be.
There is a rule in that one, and it says amateur, and there is a clarification as to what amateur is.
And I asked that because I was pretty sure that you have to be somebody that does not have a business.
Yeah, it's not.
You don't want to have a photographer.
Business.
Yeah.
And I think there is a rule. I could find it, but I think it's something other about only sells photos on an occasion.
Yeah.
Or somebody might do a friend and go do a wedding.
Sure.
But if they're doing a wedding.
Yeah.
Every weekend, that's a professional photographer.
Yes.
You don't want to do one a year.
I wouldn't enter because because that's what I'm building. I'm not really there yet, and I mostly just I'm still just very, very little. But my goal is to get there. So I don't think it would be right for me to send something in there. And so I just kind of say that to clarify that. Now, you say that it's going to kind of kick out produce, but I think about the biggest pumpkin and tobacco products and canning, all of that.
All of that's still
can your tomatoes instead of presenting them. Yeah.
Yep. Instead of having them on a plate, you have them in a jar.
Yeah, exactly.
It has helped our tobacco entries.
I would imagine.
Later, so we had a lot of more tobacco.
I would imagine so.
Year.
Yeah, because the tobacco sometimes that was one thing before. Some of the things I thought was a little bit too early to have that, but you can definitely have big pumpkins and gourds and I love to grow gourds. I'm fascinated by them. I had them all over my house, but you finally just go because they just don't. I don't know. They last forever. Let me go ahead and do my last break, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap it up. We want to wrap up all things, of course, with what's going on with the fair. Kind of go back through that one more time. We've made it, guys. It's only 8 minutes state maintenance that we have to fill. And talk about, too, again, trading
Ronnie
days.
hasn't talked much.
I was going to say, he nods a lot. I was telling him, I said, different.
Chad's back up.
There you go. I love it. But we're getting it done. And we we're still trying to figure out why Trent's not here, but that's okay. They're doing very well, Trent. So we appreciate you. This is the time I get to talk about Cumberland Connect. It was so funny. Who was I talking to? Oh, somebody it was so funny. It was, I don't know who the guy was. I was at Ace Hardware. And he comes on, he's got a Cumberland Electric, Cumberland Connect shirt on, and we're talking about being in the gig club. And I told him, I said, everybody's in the gig club because, I mean, for $80, when you sign up for Cumberland Connect, you can get a gig. My children, who are all techie and so much smarter than me, and when I told them I was getting a gig, well, Mother, you don't need a gig. That's like filling a bathtub with your fire hose. But I'm like, I can, and so why not? And so it's wonderful. I went from speeds of 3.5 uploads to 500s and 600s. It's insane. I love it. I am going to get an extender once I get all my photography stuff finished out in my barn, to where I'll even have the same coverage that I have in my house in my barn, because we're gonna hardwire it. All I have to do is put in the conduit. They'll put in the extender, and it's an extra $5 a month. You can't beat it. $80 gets you a gig, guys. It's awesome. But now, if that seems like a lot of money and you're somebody that needs some help, well, they have an affordable connectivity program, because this is a utility now. That's why it's coming through the electric company. It is a utility. It has replaced our phone lines. So they help provide qualifying households with monthly payments, or monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services. They have packages that start at $30 per month. So you can get high-speed internet for as low as $30 per month through Cumberland Connect. You have to, one stipulation, you have to be a Cumberland Electric customer. They haven't gotten everywhere yet. Senator Kerry Roberts was in here yesterday, and they haven't quite gotten to him yet. He's one of the last ones on the list because he lives so close into town. They started with the underserved in our population first, and but if you are a Cumberland Electric customer, they're going to get to you. Call them 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362, or go to cumberlandconnect.org, Put in your zip code, and they'll tell you exactly when to expect them knocking on your door. Tell them U-Turn sent you. Okay, guys, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for Cumberland Connect to my house, too. And I'm almost in Adairsville, Kentucky, so...
Really?
They haven't got there.
Well, but you were a Cumberland Electric customer?
Yes.
So do you have other options then? Because I'm kind of surprised I haven't gotten to you yet. But
we are currently Fastnet Wireless.
Okay, so you have, because that's the way they explained it to me.
Kind of what took over after Lightning Broadband.
Yeah, that's what they told me, is saying that it's really the underserved who got hit first. I didn't get it until the first of the year because I'm just 2 miles from here, so I'm pretty close in too. But you'll get it soon.
We're on the same substation that serves Senator Kerry Roberts, so that's why we're in that. section,
you're in that little cluster. Yeah, he's getting excited though. He's like, oh, it's almost there.
I've got it at one of my fire stations in Cedar Hill. It's had it for a year or two now.
Okay,
but my house and my main fire station hadn't got there yet.
Okay, it's coming.
We're counting down the days.
I love it. So, all right, well, we got 3 minutes. Let's wrap it up, guys. Where do you want to go?
Trading days.
Trading days, yes.
Okay.
A few of the people are going to be there. Of course, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, they're going to be there. TWRA, they're going to have a booth there. I'm going to talk to some guys tonight that I really hope get to make it there. It's in Middle Tennessee fly fishing.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And they teach you how to fly fish. And it's the neatest thing I ever seen in my life. I went to Bell's Bend, and they were set up there, and I started begging them there to come to this event. So I'm going to see them tonight. Hopefully they'll be there. Yes. Caney Outdoors from up in Cookville. They're going to have some really nice kayaks there.
Oh, okay.
She's trying her best to make it.
Yeah.
She's having a little health issues, but hopefully she's going to try to make it. There's going to be some side-by-sides down there, some Countryside
Outdoor Power is going to have. He's just got a line of side-by-sides.
New line of side-by-sides.
He's going to bring those out and debut them down there.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, and two, let's not forget to talk about what's happening at noon on Saturday.
Yes,
that's incredible. Oh my gosh. Gun auction. We're talking, you think it's about 50 weapons that they're going to have? And mostly shotguns.
Really nice shotguns. Side-by-sides, over and unders, and they're just really nice shotguns.
Okay. So if you want to come in and you can't take them off the fairgrounds that day, they'll have to be distributed through one of the the gun stores, but come ready to buy some beautiful weapons that they're going to auction off in the stage area, the pavilion. Okay.
Century Stage.
Century Stage is where that's going to happen at noon on Saturday for trading days. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. You're going to want to be a part of that.
Archery. Right. Lou's Outdoors going to have a booth set up with bows, some new Matthews bows, and
this is 8 to 4. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. How much does it cost to get into this thing?
Free admission.
Free.
It's free?
Free admission, free parking.
If it's free, it's for me, right?
So we will put out there looking like our traffic plan. I think you're going to enter off of Blackwood Drive.
Okay.
Come in behind the old tobacco, behind Baggett's Warehouse.
Okay.
We're going to park up where the carnival normally sits up. So parking will be up in the grass.
Okay.
And we'll have the food trucks will be lined up around and out in front of the concession stand. We've got to have booths inside the red building, booths in the white building, booths in the parking lot down and lower. Farmers markets. Okay. All of our farmers market vendors are still going to be there. This is all done in conjunction with the farmers market.
Okay.
So you're still going to have your regular farmers market. Got a little bit different traffic pattern. Hopefully we're going to have some golf cart shuttles to get people down to the market and help them get there if they buy that giant watermelon and haul it back to the car.
I gotcha.
So a little bit different traffic pattern. Again, that's kind of in that jigsaw puzzle of we only have so much property to work with. So sometimes we have to turn things around to make things work.
Not this Saturday, next Saturday. The date's the 12th?
12th
of August, 8 to 4. I'm going to be there. I'm super excited to be there.
Selling her book.
And I'm going to be selling my book and talking to you about photography. Love to get you.
Booth.
Yeah. You're going to want to come see me, right? All right, guys. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you so much, Chad, for joining us. If you want to be a part of the fair board, get out there and volunteer and talk to them and put all these dates on your calendar. Listen to this again. So you got all these dates. And I'm excited for just so many fun things at the fair. Trading Days is the first one again, not this Saturday. Next Saturday, the 12th, 8 to 4. We will see you there. Thank you for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a great day.